Welcome. Which is right for me, breastfeeding or formula feeding? Breastfeeding is a biologically normal and appropriate food for human babies. Your milk is individually tailored and bespoke to your baby. It contains different hormones and antibodies, depending on factors like time of day and exposure to viruses. It provides all the nutrition, immune support, and fluids that your baby needs in the first 6 months of life. It's the food your baby's body is adapted to receive, so breastfed babies digest their milk easily and well. Breastfeeding can also have lifelong health benefits. Breastfeeding contributes to lower levels of obesity throughout childhood and probably beyond. We're just starting to understand how breastfeeding contributes towards the infant microbiome, which has implications for gut health and immunity. And in the UK, over half the hospital admissions for diarrhea and over a quarter of the admissions for lower respiratory tract infections could be prevented through exclusive breastfeeding. Breastfeeding is good for mum's health too. There's a lower incidence of certain cancers, including breast and ovarian cancers for mothers who have breastfed, and a lower incidence of them developing type 2 diabetes. Breast milk supports an infant's immature immune system. A child's immune system isn't mature until they're more than 5 years old. Breastfed infants and children gain borrowed access to mum's mature immune system. When a baby is exposed to a virus, a small amount of that virus enters mum's body via the breast while they feed. Mum's mature immune system will make antibodies to the virus, which passes back into the milk in subsequent feeds. It's an ever-changing, bespoke milk. Another significant benefit of breastfeeding is that it allows for a special bonding experience between a baby and their mother, and feeding via the breast is of course cheaper and often more convenient than other options. Breast milk flavour also subtly changes depending on what the mother has been eating. We think this helps the baby to accept the cultural family foods when that time comes. These benefits are impressive, but to be honest, they're not the main reason that many women choose to breastfeed. For many mums, the reasons are more personal and intangible than that. Trying to describe the positives of breastfeeding is a little like trying to explain to non-parents the joys of child-rearing. From the outside, it looks like an awful lot of hard work. And it is. And the rewards are hard to appreciate until you're doing it. Imagine trying to explain how a baby's first smile at 6 weeks makes all the sleepless nights and challenges worth it. But somehow it does. However, breastfeeding can have challenges that can lead to ending breastfeeding earlier than some mums would like. Firstly, it's not always easy. Many mums will have challenges with discomfort in the early days. It can be very intense in the early weeks. Getting professional support to ensure there are no latching issues and having supportive friends and family can help muse mums through these early weeks. Low milk supply can occasionally be an issue. For a small percentage of mums, maybe around 5%, their body simply won't make a full milk supply. In these circumstances, if they want to include some breastfeeding in their journey, a lactation consultant can help them to balance mixed feeding. The majority of issues with low milk supply are not biological in nature, but rather as a result of a difficult start to a breastfeeding journey. The vast majority of these women can be supported in rebuilding a full supply. Rarely, mum's medical needs may prevent breastfeeding. There are actually very few conditions or medications that entirely prevent breastfeeding. Finding a supportive provider can be really important in balancing mum's medical needs with her desire to breastfeed. If you're struggling with any of these challenges but want to breastfeed, please be in contact with your local lactation consultant for support. However, breastfeeding isn't for everyone, and there is one hugely important reason that a mum may not breastfeed. She simply doesn't want to. If you don't want to breastfeed, then please know this is a valid and legitimate choice, which you do not need to justify with reasons. Entering into a breastfeeding relationship is as much about consent as anything else, and if this is not a way you feel comfortable in using your body, then absolutely that's your right. So, how can I use this information to make an informed decision? While breastfeeding is a biological norm, it's up to each individual mum to make a decision about what's right for her and her baby. Everyone's personal circumstances will differ, and how you feed your baby does not define you as a parent. If you choose to breastfeed, then getting good quality support can make your journey both easy and enjoyable. If you choose not to breastfeed, then please visit the formula feeding section of this journey to find out how you can do this responsibly and safely for your baby. So, to recap, breastfeeding is a biologically normal and appropriate food for human babies, providing all the nutrition, immune support and fluids that a baby needs in the first 6 months of life. Breastfeeding can have lifelong health benefits for both the mother and child, including lower levels of obesity and certain cancers. Breast milk supports an infant's immature immune system, and feeding via the breast is often more convenient than other options. However, breastfeeding can have challenges, such as discomfort in the early days or low milk supply. If you're struggling with any of these challenges but want to breastfeed, contact your local lactation consultant for support. It is up to each individual mother to make a decision about what's right for her and her baby, and how you feed your baby does not define you as a parent. If you choose not to breastfeed, please visit the formula feeding episodes to find out how you can do this safely for your baby.